guys, Emily here. I have some exciting news for you today. The market just shifted. I'm going to explain how it shifted, why it shifted, and then what that means for you. So first, one of the biggest, most exciting things that happened in the last 3 weeks or less is that overall inventory on the Phoenix market just jumped from 5,500 to over 10,000. So all the buyers that have been looking now have double the amount of houses to look at, which is huge. That's super exciting, that's weeks. Second, we already know that interest rates have gone up a bit in the last few months, almost two points. So loan applications are down. So there's less buyers that are qualified looking for houses, all while the inventory on the market's gone up. So what does that mean? It means a couple things. First, you need an agent that understands this change and is gonna think quick and negotiate well in this quickly changing market. So what this means is you can absolutely start asking for things in your offer. Reduction on the price, no appraisal waiver, maybe some closing costs, repairs from the seller. You can start asking for these things, okay? If you have an agent who isn't super, hasn't done a deal in the last month or so, it isn't super on top of this and doesn't know these changes that just happened, they're still gonna be making an over asking offer, and they're gonna cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. So just be aware of that. So in conclusion, in basic terms, what this means is we have a buyer's market, a balanced market, and then we have a seller's market. We've been, for the last year, in a hyper seller's market, extremely low inventory and extremely low interest rates, causing a lot of buyers to make offers on properties, which has just been increasing the value. Now, we're still in a seller's market. We're still low on inventory nationally and throughout the Phoenix market. 18,000 is what we consider more of a balanced market. So we're still only at 10,000. So it's still a seller's market, but I predict that that houses are gonna stay on the market a little bit longer. Instead of going under contract first weekend, they're gonna last about 30 days. And especially if the seller doesn't know about this change in the market and they price their house too high, and then they're gonna waste some time on the market not knowing these changes and that they need to negotiate a little bit. They're gonna have to start accepting some below ask prices, and I've personally seen that in the last couple months. I have a situation, super cool story that I'm gonna quickly tell you really quick what happened. So about 2 months ago, we listed a property in Scottsdale for 2.4, and another house in the similar very close neighborhood also hit the market that same weekend, and they listed for 2.49. Now, this was the closest comp that we had. It was still a relatively different type of house, but it was similar square footage, it was similar neighborhood, it had a similar lot size. I felt like it wasn't backing into a main road, so they had that advantage on us. I felt like the house was a little bit more upgraded, but they had an oversized large garage, but ours was a decked out like man cave, really custom unique garage. So we had probably a smaller buyer pool than they did, right? And they were only listed for $90,000 more than us. We both sat on the market for about a week and a half, and then we got a buyer who was very open that he was negotiating with both us and that other offer, and he was really trying to use that other house as leverage to get a really low ball offer on our house, because I believe the buyers did like ours a little bit more. And we were really nice, but we were like, look, we can't go that low, you know, you might want to just go with that other house. The agent was doing the exact same thing on that house as well, but that agent wasn't budging at all, and I don't think was interested in working with this buyer, this agent at all. Our seller did agree to accept an offer at $100,000 below the asking price. Now the 2.4 was kind of like that Cinderella price point, so 2.3 was still a really great offer. And so we were excited to accept it. long story short, we just closed last week for 2.3. And that other house in the neighborhood is still active on the market. And guess what? They've dropped their price over $300,000, which means, hang 1 second, sweetheart. Which means, so they're now listed for 2.129. And they can't get that because the market just changed. And our seller was willing to think quick, accept a reasonable offer, and we were able to secure that buyer. It might have been that last good buyer in that area for the moment, because now a lot of the buyers know things are changing and they're starting to really go in below asking. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't, like, I'm so grateful for that situation. And I'm curious to see what's going to end up happening with that other house, and how long it's going to take for that one to go under contract and what it ends up closing at. So I'll have to keep you posted on that, but that is an example of what's happening in the market. So in conclusion, I always say this to all my potential clients. You have to do what's best for you and your family in your specific situation. Do not think out of fear or FOMO, okay? You can't do that. It's good to be knowledgeable in the market, but ultimately, you have to do what's best for you and your family. And if you've been waiting on the sidelines for an opportunity, not, you know, $50,000 below ask necessarily on a $400,000 house, but, you know, a reasonable offer and you're gonna live in the house for a while, now is the time to do it. I hope this video helped you in some way, brought you some knowledge, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment below. Thanks.